Hello and welcome to Valuechain News. I am Naomi Oleribe. First, the headlines. Marketers advocate adoption of 3P tech against oil theft, illegal refineries. CSOs urge federal government to end PMS importation for good. Experts allay fears about Nigeria's oil output. And now, the news in detail. National President of the Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association, Petron, Dr. Billy Harry, has hinted that his group has opened discussions with the federal government on adoption of the 3P technologies, which guarantees genuineness and appropriateness of oil products from purchase to delivery. Speaking at the presentation and demonstration of the 3P, also known as Production Product Passports and the Petroleum Passport Seal in Port Harcourt, Dr. Harry hinted that with the technology, Nigeria's days of fighting illegal oil thieves and illegal refineries would be over. He confirmed that his group's partnership with the River State will boost the current fight against the illegal oil refiners and those engaged in bunkering in the Niger Delta region and beyond. On how the technology works, Harry said if a truck is linked with the 3P technology, the technology provides proof that the product in the truck sold and being delivered anywhere in the country is genuine and not sourced from an illegal source and not fake, adding that the technology would also show that the product is not adulterated. He disclosed that his group is currently discussing with officials of the Petroleum Resources Ministry with a view to partnering with the Nigerian government at the federal level. The partnership with the River State government will provide a test run that the federal would need to confirm its efficacy, he said. The federal government has been urged to end the regime of premium motor spirit importation by speedily completing the rehabilitation of the nation's refineries to save Nigeria from incurring the 3.3 trillion naira petrol subsidy bill. A group of civil society organizations under the aegis of the Civil Society for Good Governance (CSGGG) said at the weekend that the government must also urgently address the issue of petrol smuggling to neighboring countries. CSGGG President Comrade Ogaku Dominic told journalists in Abuja that Nigeria's cheaper cost of petrol was at the heart of petrol smuggling to neighboring countries. Ogaku expressed concern that the country was spending huge parts of its revenue on petrol subsidy, saying subsidy bill was growing faster than the nation's economy. He stated a key area of concern is Nigeria's fuel subsidy bill, which is growing faster and bigger than what our country's economy can carry. If you will all recall, it was stated recently that the country needs to spend a princely 3 trillion naira on subsidy in 2022. In the light of this large sum, we join all well-meaning Nigerians in calling on the federal government to speed up the rehabilitation of the refineries to improve availability of products locally and reduce importation. It is also important that the federal government also ensures that the right policies are in place and improve the country's domestic refining capacity to meet local demand before subsidy removal is implemented. Experts in the oil and gas sector have allayed fears of Nigeria not meeting its production output quota following the explosion that rocked the Trinity Spirit Floating Production, Storage and Offloading (FPSO) at the Bokiti Terminal in Delta State. Last week, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries (OPEC) allocated 1.718 million barrels per day production output to Nigeria. This is because the vessel, with capacity to produce oil at the rate of 22,000 barrels per day, inject up to 40,000 barrels of water per day and store 2 million barrels of oil, is said not to have been pumping crude oil since 2019 from the OML 108 and has been used for storage. At the weekend, a statement obtained from the senior analyst Zheng Hu of Rystad Energy, an independent energy research and business intelligence company based in Norway, said the Trinity Spirit explosion is not expected to alter the country's oil production and would therefore not have an impact on oil prices in the short term, as the unit was not producing as at the time of explosion. He said the primary concern is the potential environmental implications of the situation, which will be hard to quantify until after the dust settles and the aftermath is assessed, while maintaining that the Trinity Spirit explosion is not expected to alter Nigerian oil production and would therefore not have an impact on oil prices in the short term, as the unit was not producing at the time of the explosion. He stated that the maximum liquid production rates for this vessel, 22,000 barrels per day, represent less than 2% of the total Nigerian crude oil production based on 2021 levels of 1.3 million barrels per day. Valuechain gathered that the FPSO vessel was positioned in the Upokiti field, where it has been operating since 1997, and the hull of the Trinity Spirit was originally built in 1976, while the last upgrade took place in 1997. The EU is currently in talks with Norway, Qatar, Algeria and others to expand LNG supplies. EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy Joseph Borrell has revealed. The US already is Europe's largest liquefied natural gas supplier, and we are intensifying our cooperation to ensure that our gas supplies are safe throughout the months to come. Beyond the US, we are also talking with Norway, Qatar, Algeria and others to expand LNG supplies, Borrell noted, adding that the move would help boost productivity. Bolivian President Luis Catacora has confirmed the discovery of large gas reserves expected to rake in substantial revenue for the country. The new gas reserve, named the Margarita 10 well, is located at the Margarita Hucaya field in the department of Tarija. The president explained that exploration work in the area has been ongoing since last year with good results. We are going to start exploiting this new reserve in order to increase gas revenues for the country to benefit all Bolivians. These new reserves will also improve income from the direct tax on hydrocarbons, benefiting autonomous governments, he said. According to Bolivian authorities, profits from Margarita 10 would add up to an annual income of $260 million US. Anambra International Cargo and Passenger Airport Umueri has continued an impressive run with improved aircraft traffic and passenger numbers. Our correspondent learned that since the airport was approved by the regulator, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA), commercial operations have been impressive. From the 7th of December 2021 up to the 31st of January 2022, a total of 376 flights and 11,860 passengers have been recorded at the airport for scheduled and non-scheduled operation. And aviation industry watchers believe that the new development is a great boost to the sector. Before we end the news, here's a recap of our headlines. Marketers advocate adoption of 3P tech against oil theft, illegal refineries. CSOs urge federal government to end PMS importation for good. Experts allay fears about Nigeria's oil output. And that's the news. I am Naomi Oleribe. Good evening.